Morning, 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 my friends, and all of my fellow homies in this wonderful, wild world of trading and investing. What an interesting time that we are in right now, my friends. Interesting times. It is August 18th, 2025, Monday, Manic Monday, madness. I hope everybody enjoyed my funny little 2 videos I had at the end of last week. I know you didn't watch them. It's all right, my friends. I still love you. We still homies for life. Don't worry about it. No, actually, one view, oddly enough, it got what did it get like? It got like 16 views. That's like 12 more than I usually get. 13 more than I usually get. It's just funny, just the subject matter. I had made a little 2-part series on my viewpoints on cryptocurrency and what I think of it and believe of it, and how I've tried to use it in life for a little time there, and how kind of some things I see that's wrong with it. There's some good things and some bad things. But we are back to our regular scheduled programming, my friends. The sweet secret sauce that is trading. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right, let's talk about this. Apple. When were we discussing Apple? Over here around August of last year. So a year ago. You see how big of a game this is? You see how these high time frames, zoomed out perspectives, patient plays, that's where, that big giant money's made, okay? Because the reason that your banks and hedge funds and investment firms, the reason that they don't give a flying F about the 1-minute time frame is because the amount of money that they have, okay? They have a large orders that they want to get filled. They have, $50 million that they want to buy something in. They can't just go in and just push 50 million, buy right here, and they think that that's instantly going to get filled. Okay? There's no broker on the planet that's going to facilitate that kind of order. Okay? They are forced to show their hands. Okay? So because they're forced to show their hands by not being able to be instantly filled in a market order, that means that they have to place a limit order. I'm getting into some sweet sauce here, my friends. So because the large traders have to put in limit orders in order to get filled, they're going to dictate the price that they want to buy or sell from on any particular asset. And once they put that limit order in there, they leave it. And sometimes the markets as a whole will fill their order, and sometimes it won't. So remember that little tidbit I just do there, because it's going to make sense here in a minute. A year ago, we were looking at Apple. Made that move up all through 2024. Okay. Phew. Then we were just discussing how price had dropped down, and then it started moving back up again. And that's when we made the video. And then all I was just telling myself was, okay, Apple, if I want to get a buy in Apple, I want to get a buy in on some retracements. Here, 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 even down here underneath that wick. People had stop losses down here. Even down here, we had levels down here of possible buys. So all through here, this was our ladder method. Just like we did with the Aussie dollar trade at the beginning of the year. We just place our limits below, and let the market fill them. So what happened? Oh no, we're wrong. We didn't get our orders filled. The market just kept going up. It got all the way up to 250, 259. Oh, we're the worst trader ever. No, we just set our idea up and we let the market see if it wants to fill us. So at this point, in December and January, we might have been thinking, well, I guess we were wrong. None of our orders down here got filled. Dang, I guess we're not going to get in the Apple trade at a decent level for a move up. Fast forward a little bit more. Oh, well, looky here. What happened? March and April, that same time, everything went down. Look at that gorgeousness. Do you see what I'm saying? It just filled all those orders. All but that last one. Down there at 165. That's being extra greedy. So, right there, we just got all those orders filled. And we just hold it. And then looky here now. A year later, where are we at? The same place, 230. But we're in the money because we bought all that punishment and the market flipped back up. This is what's so funny about the market. Let me get a nice little area of the screen here. If you just take a moment of your time to just look at this. Look at this price action. This price, matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot this. This price action is perfect example of how the market makes everybody lose. And you have to formulate a game plan in order to win off of that mindset. The market is it is out to murder everyone. Death and despair, every living soul. It wants your money. It is designed to take your money. So the only way to counter that maneuver, and if you're going to be in this industry, the only way to counter that maneuver is to develop a system personally catered for you that counters that point of the market. And this was beautifully done right here. Absolutely beautiful. You're over here at 230. You go up to 260. So over here at 230, you've got people buying and selling. Then you move up to 260. So all the people that were shorting, they're now kicked out of the trade. They say, okay, that's it. I'm out. Too much hurt for me. You know, market's going up. I'm out. And all the people that are buying, they're like, yeah, we won. We're doing great. But they're not closing their trade. They're not taking that profit right there. Because they're of the belief that Apple's going to go to $5 bajillion a share. Okay? So they hold it. And then what happens? The market goes down. So now everybody that was short at 230, they're already kicked out of the trade at 260, and the market moved down, and they're kicking themselves. Oh, that was my trade right there. I was trying to get short on Apple. Man, this sucks. The market's rigged. Okay? And then everybody that was buying over here at 230 last year, a year ago, they're all upset too, because now they're underwater. They're like, ugh, man, I bought it at 230 and now it's only at 180. Apple sucks. Apple's the worst company ever. This stock is worthless. I'm selling it. Forget it. I'm going to cover my losses. You hear that? Cover my losses. So they sell it at a loss. And we bought it. And now we're up in the money. And now what do? We're at 230. Forget it. I'm closing everything. I don't care. Closing all positions. Profit's been made. Average buy. 194. Oh, 194, your average was 194 and you're selling at 230, man, you're an idiot. Apple's gonna go to $400 a share. I don't care. That's not the game plan. The game plan was to profit off of everybody else's loss. It's brutal, unfortunate, but that's the system. On some trades, it's not like that. Most people win. On this trade, on Apple, for the past 2 years of price action almost, everybody has been lost. Everybody's been a loser. Because it did that whipsaw, you know, that up, down, back up, that goofiness. And there it is, you know. It's just that's the maneuvers of the market, you know. But Apple's been making beautiful move right now. Right now, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I would wait maybe a year, another 2 years from now, there could be a juicy opportunity coming up. But right now, that big nasty maneuver, it's happened. So from here, it can shoot straight up, it could shoot straight down. It all depends on the money on the books, which we will never know. That's kind of how Apple played out, you know. But it was a good idea. But see, right back here, this is the story that kills me on this Apple. When I was talking about it over here, you know, I'm really, at that time, I'm foreseeing it just coming down from here, going down. But it didn't do that. It did that thing that the market loves to do, another little leg up. And then it came down. That's what gets me and most traders out there is you get your game plan set up, you get an idea, you know what you want. When you place your limit orders, you've got to have some conviction and leave it. Even when the market is teasing you the other way. Because that happens so often where you have an idea and then it teases you. It says, nah, your idea is wrong. But in reality, your idea is right. It's just not quite at the time you thought it was. Another 10 weeks after that, then it starts taking place. So sometimes on certain setups, you just have to kind of sit back and be like, okay, I'm just going to leave it be. This is a high conviction trade and leave my levels. One more thing to touch up today on Monday, my friends, is I said, I know. You're going to yell at me over the phone. I can hear the comments now. Stop going back on your word. I said I wasn't going to look at it until I get an alert, but I had to take a peek. It's the inner child in me. I had to take a peek at it. The target setup. Uh-oh. Looks like we're poking our head out a little bit, my friends. We're bouncing off that trend, and now we're doing that little thing right here. We're doing that little thing where we're starting to poke our little head out. Right there, you know. Right here. We're poking our little head out right there, my friends. It's starting to bust through the ceiling, so to speak. You never know. It could collapse from here, but until 85.44 is broken, I'm on target. Quite literally. It is proving you right. The market will prove you right. Give it time. Give it time. I think this is our ultimate take profit up here. But let's go ahead and set an alert right over here around 127. So when price gets up to 127, whoo, that's a real confirmation to me to hold it. Because it's really shown its hand that it wants to move up. I I love everybody, and we will talk to everybody on the next video. Peace.